All right, everyone. It's Monday, August 11th, 2025. Our episode begins with our main headline, MSOS intraday up 32% yawn. On last Friday, after market hours, it was announced as here in the Wall Street Journal, Trump weighs reclassifying green as less dangerous drug. Also, the headline from USA Today, Trump says he's looking at reclassifying green at federal level. And was quoted today saying, "We are looking at reclassification and will make a determination over the next few weeks," Trump said at a news conference today. I brought up this green ETF MSOS on Friday, talking about how we confirmed a breakout above this previous M pattern, and I said it was looking hecka bullish just from a chart standpoint. So the chart was already telling us that it was going to go way up, and the news helped it go up even further intraday, rising as much as 32%, closing almost 26% higher than Friday's close. Well, Robschild, why the yawn? Your fund went up 25%. You made a lot of money today. If you've been watching the show, sorry to repeat myself, but when you have an entire new industry, especially dropping from its previous value of and this is, remember, an entire industry. This is an index. This is not a single stock. When you have something like this dropping 97%, this is a value investor's dream come true. Benjamin Graham wisely, almost 100 years ago, talked about how, it's impossible to properly price a new industry, the entire industry. But it's also like a pretty great opportunity, especially when it seems discounted in various ways. I've also said on the show before, and I'll say it again, no matter what you think about the green stuff or politics, it has become extremely clear to me that the right or the conservatives or the Republicans, whatever you want to say, are a lot less anti-green stuff than they used to be. It's now much more widely accepted. It's become something that is no longer really seen as something evil. There are many people that believe that it is a lot less harmful than alcohol. When you combine the chart, the fact that it's a new industry, and that piece of it, it was only a matter of time before the entire industry would not be seen as something that should be at a 97% discount. I didn't necessarily expect such a large run from its bottom so soon. From the absolute low, we're currently up 129%. But I was pretty sure that this would eventually rebound a lot. I recently said on Friday that I was interested at selling it when we get to the 550, 560 level. It represents this gap fill area in November of 2024. A big gap area, actually, from 550 to 560. I am probably going to hold through that area at this point because I don't think it's going to provide that much resistance based on the fact that, we'll make it determine over the next few weeks. So I think this could go up enormously over the next few weeks. I doubt that we'll get to the 2021 highs of $56 a share of this fund, but I don't know. Maybe we will. Anyway, this investment idea has been a pretty decent value investing idea so far, it looks like. Our next headline today, the stock market will drop no matter what CPI and PPI says. I've been reading headlines about how the markets are sort of preparing for CPI and PPI. I don't see what possible good news we're supposed to get. If the CPI and PPI is like at 2%, like really cool, or even lower than 2%, the markets are going to crash anyway because they're going to say the Fed is behind and what's going to save this market, and we'll see a real crash. Or if it's too high, then they're going to start worrying that inflation is going to cause the Fed to stay tighter for too long. That's where we're at. I think good news is bad news and bad news is bad news. Or rather, a high or a low CPI at this point to me is probably bad news. We'll see how it pans out. Community topics: what moves, if any, did you make today and why? Robschild adds leverage to SMOS with some calls. As much as MSOS went up today, we are still currently at a, what is this? A 92% discount to the high in 2021. And again, if this is an undecided, basically in rumor territory for several weeks, as Trump announced, hold on to your hat. I think people will be surprised at how high this thing can get. At this point, I'm thinking some sort of trailing stop loss in order to figure out how to get out of it. Again, like when something goes up, you're holding a lot more risk. The higher it goes, the riskier it is, not the safer it is, even though it feels safer when something goes up. So comment below if you made any moves today and why. I love reading through what you guys are up to. It's really fun. Coming up, CPI tomorrow morning, Tuesday, and then PPI Thursday, along with the weekly jobless claims, and of course, constant tariff updates. As always, thank you for watching, subscribing, commenting, and supporting. No updates to the daily reminders, macro views. Read my website to read through them, and no changes to the crystal ball readings. Robschild portfolio. Just as a reminder, short term, I still am short Bitcoin. I'm long volatility. I'm short the Nasdaq, short gold. Also, in addition to the calls on MSOS to add a little leverage to it, I also have MSOX, which is a triple leveraged version of this. Reminder, no advice. Can MSOS go down by 50% tomorrow? Of course it can. It's not like anybody has a crystal. Moving on to the charts, starting with the SPX, the S&P 500. Today we are still pretty clearly in a bear flag formation wedge, actually, looking like it's tightening up here a bit, still well under our engulfing red candle of death last 2 Thursdays ago. This is a very bearish looking setup. I suspect that the S&P 500 will drop sooner than later. I also suspect that the VIX will go higher than 20. I cannot believe it's not even at 20. We're at 1624. I have UVXY calls, and I think they have a pretty good chance of printing. I can't not talk about Bitcoin today because today's candle, look at this candle. We still have 2.5 hours on the clock. But what a topping tail we have here. Trying to, reach up to the previous topping tail. It's all about Monday, July the 14th. I'm hearing better traders than myself, Gareth Soloway and Verified Investing. Please check him out if you don't know about his work. He's a much more experienced, better chartist than I could ever be. I'm short Bitcoin myself for a longer time frame, not on a daily, but the bulls got beaten up pretty bad today so far. So I am expecting Bitcoin to go down, not just in the longer term, but also in the shorter term. I told you guys I went short gold on Friday, and gold went down 1.6%. Part of this has something to do with Trump and Putin and Russia and Alaska. I think that news helped drive gold down today. However, the gold to copper, gold to crude oil, gold to housing, all of these ratios put gold at a historically expensive level. I think gold is in a bubble. I feel like I'm the only one saying this out there. So gold in a bubble plus confluence of trend lines. I'm all too happy to get bearish gold and make some money off of it. The area of metals that I am long in are rare earths. I have a lot of REMX fund, going up almost 5% today. Not sure why. We had this pretty major pivot point back in May 20th that we just gapped over. This is typically an extremely bullish movement, although it is a topping tail, candle. But I think the more powerful signal here is this jump over this line here. And so it looks like it's about to go to the moon here, but I don't know. I'm just the guy with the crystal ball, and that's all from me and my crystal ball. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Robschild.